If you thought the Biden border crisis was all about the U.S. and Mexico, or even just the Northern Triangle countries, well, think again. Well, on his trip to the border last week, Congressman Jody Hice uncovered, through conversations with Border Patrol agents, that illegal border crossers from 160 countries have already been apprehended this year alone, including from some travel-banned countries. Take a look at how they're sneaking into our country, absolutely following CDC guidelines, since Dr. Fauci has never said anything about the dangers of swimming into the U.S., quote, in a river of sewage. I wonder if they wore masks.
I'm here with my good friend Scott Perry from Pennsylvania, and we're traveling the southern border right now in the El Centro district, California. Scott, what are your thoughts?
This is Calexico. That's Mexicali. This is a river. It looks like a river to you, but I'll tell you, if you were standing here, you want to smell that this is raw sewage coming from Mexico directly into the United States. And believe it or not, in just a little while, we're going to watch foreign nationals come illegally right down the middle of this river, right underneath these gates. They actually swim underneath the gates right into the United States of America in a river of sewage. Right here, last night, they caught Iranian foreign nationals illegally coming into this country. This is the situation at the border happening today. And by the way, the Vice President of the United States, who's supposed to secure and faithfully uphold the laws of this country,
nowhere
she's
to be
not
found.
here. Jody Hice is here, but she's not here. And the illegal crossings are here, but the Vice President of the United States is not here securing our border.
And I hope you caught what Scott just said. We're talking Iranian nationals. We're caught right here. We're standing right now. Why are they here? What are their intentions coming to the United States? Folks, this is an extremely serious situation, and our administration is absent. We call on them to come. We call on them to secure our borders.
This is why Congressman Jody Hice is no longer calling this a border crisis or even a humanitarian crisis. This is a national security crisis. And where is Border Czar Kamala Harris? Well, Congressman Jody Hice looked everywhere for her on the border, and her only magical power as border czar appears to be her ability to continue her disappearing act for 48 days and counting.
It's one thing that certainly we have not yet seen is Vice President Kamala Harris. We've got a lot of space out here, but no Vice President. I keep looking underneath rocks here. I keep thinking one of these times I'm going to find her. But no, she's not under that rock either. Don't know where she may be.
Joining us now with more on what he discovered on his trip to the border, representing Georgia's 10th Congressional District, Congressman Jody Hice. Mr. Congressman, you're doing everybody's job for them, the Biden administrations and the mainstream medias. Can you tell us what you saw there?
Well, it's just horrifying. It is absolutely horrifying what we saw. I mean, literally, just to give a little bit of perspective there, we were told that the drug cartels in the ballpark are making some $5 million a day in our borders. And you just compare that to the Yuma sector, for example, has an annual budget of about $7 million. So you just look, the cartels, they are out-financed, they are outmanned, they are out-equipped, and our side, we are out-equipped by them, outmanned, out-financed. $5 million a day versus $7 million a year, and on top of that, 80% of our border agents are now involved in processing illegal individuals who have come across our border, leaving only 20% of our border patrol to actually patrol the borders. It is horrifying. As you mentioned, 160 different countries have come across our borders just in the last few months. This is a border crisis, a humanitarian crisis, a national security crisis in every sense of the word. It is horrifying. It's time that this administration takes it seriously and secure our borders.
You really were the first to break that. Nobody's talking about how many countries we're talking about here. You know, Kamala Harris says she's going to go down to the Northern Triangle countries. We're going to send billions or millions of dollars in aid to them. But Iran, you talked about Brazilians flying into Tijuana. Can you tell us a bit more about how all these other countries, they're just sending people to Mexico and then they just walk across?
Yeah, we're watching right now over 1,200, between 1,200 and 1,500 Brazilians are flying into Tijuana every week. Well, they're not going there as tourists. I can assure you that. While we were just randomly walking the border, we came across a group of Romanians who had just been apprehended. I mean, literally people from all over the world are coming across our wide open borders. We don't know who these people are. We don't know what their intentions are. We don't know why they're coming. Many of them are coming from countries that have travel bans on them. What are they doing? Are they joining terror cell groups here in the United States? I don't know. But that's the point. We need to know, what are these people doing? Why are they coming here? And why does this administration not seem to care that we have people coming across our borders potentially with extremely evil intentions?
And there's a report out this week that they're spending $3 billion on housing these migrant kids. We remember the Democrats were apoplectic when President Trump just wanted $1 billion to actually build the wall. And here they're going to spend $3 billion to house, what is it now, 18,000 migrant kids that are being sent here unaccompanied?
Yeah, we're putting them up in motels. I mean, we're just giving them a free ride here, taking care of them, feeding them, putting them up in motels, and ultimately releasing them into our country. And that does not include just the unaccompanied children, but adults too. We were told, again, just ballpark figures, but if there's a group of 1,000 illegals coming across our border, in the ballpark of 900 of them actually end up being released in America. Only about 100 are apprehended and for whatever reason sent back to their country of origin. This is unprecedented what is taking place here, and instead of giving a free pass and giving motels and free rides all across the country, we need to be tightening up our borders and abiding by the law. What a novel idea for us to simply enforce the existing laws to force people to come into this country the legal and the right way.
Well, in your Twitter account, it's amazing. For everyone out there, you have to go onto his Twitter account, at Congressman Hice, because honestly, the footage you have, what you're reporting, you're talking to the agents. The mainstream media, they just think if they don't talk about it, we'll forget about it. But these people are being released into our country. And you said on your Twitter that, is it 80% of Border Patrol agents, their energy is on the people, and only 20% on securing our border?
That's correct. And you go into some of the holding facilities, and facilities that are designed to hold 100 or so people. While we were there, that particular one had over 400 in it, and just a few days earlier, it had over 700 in it. I mean, and that was everywhere we went. I mean, the numbers of people in these facilities is just... It is indescribable. It is infuriating. I wish every American citizen had the opportunity to go to any of the 9 sectors on our southern border to experience firsthand what is taking place. They would be infuriated. And yet, what is the response of this administration? They don't even care to go. I mean, they're just sitting back in their lazy boy chairs, pretending as though there are no problems on our southern border. It is a crisis. It is a national security crisis of indescribable proportions.
And it's not just going to impact the border communities, because they're flying these migrants all across the country. How soon do you think we're going to start to see the effects of it? Because right now they're in the housing facilities, but they want to legalize them. They want to put them on government welfare, turn them into undocumented Democrats they are now, but they want to make them citizens.
Yeah, I have no question we're already seeing the consequences of this. And people, it's a great point. People need to understand that policies have consequences. And when you have policies as absent-minded as the current policies of our southern border to keep them wide open, we're going to have consequences associated with those ideas and those policies. And right now we're seeing drugs being infiltrated all across our country. I doubt if there is a city in the entire nation that is not already witnessing the negative impact of drugs coming into their country, probably the majority of which is getting here through our southern border. Of course, the economic issues as well. It is, and the crime, the consequences are enormous.
Exactly. Well, Mr. Congressman, thank you for exposing it on the ground. Honestly, what you're doing is so important for the people out there to see what's going on. I hope the Biden administration listens, because it's out of control, and who knows what's going to happen to our country. It's scary. So God bless you. Keep us posted on what you're all working on, because we have to fix this.
We do. Thank you for having me.
God bless you.